So before we start with my sewing makes and plans, I just thought I would give you some exciting news. Well, I think it's exciting anyway. Some of you may know that my lovely sister-in-law Sharon runs an event venue in a place called Accrington in the northwest of England. I'll pop some images up of it because it's stunning, just so you can get an idea of the venue. And I've made lunch for her today, and she has actually agreed to hold a sewing social event for me. Yes. There aren't many of them, I'm led to believe. Well, I've not found any that are worth going to in the northwest. So hopefully it's going to be popular. We're going to trial it, and we're going to do an inaugural one on the 2nd of August. It's on a Wednesday. It will run from about 10:30 in the morning till about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. There'll be free tea and coffee, and lunch will be provided. So we're going to set it up. Everybody will have their own sewing station. We're going to have a cutting out area up the middle of the room. And in a separate annex room, we're going to have a pressing room. The bar will be open for anybody who needs a swift tipple because the sewing isn't going right. And it's going to be great. It's early days, so if you're interested in travelling to it, it is easy access off the M65 motorway. It's a couple of minute drives from the exit, and I can't wait. Obviously, places will be limited. We've got to work out how many people we can realistically fit in the room, and that will depend on how many people actually want to attend. So if it's something that you're interested in, then comment below and I will be back in touch with more details. So back to my sewing makes and plans. See you later, guys. Hi there. I'm Christine, the Gemini Stitcher, and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're an existing subscriber, thank you so much for subscribing and watching my little videos. And if you're new to this channel, it's a chat about sewing and my sewing plans on a Monday. So hope you've all had a fabulous sewing weekend. I haven't had any sewing done this weekend. Well, maybe just a little bit sneaked in. But we recently had our bathroom redone, all tiled, all fitted. But I needed to paint the ceiling. I know I should have done it before they did the tiling and fitted the bathroom suite while the room was empty, but I just didn't have the time. So I've been doing my gymnastics, trying to paint above the ceiling, above a bath, a sink, a toilet, and a shower cubicle. And it was not easy, not at my age anyway, but I've done it. The ceiling's lovely and white, so now I can get back to my sewing. So what have I made this week? Well, even though I was painting, in between I was sewing. And I did manage to make, ta-da! Stand up because I am so proud of this. Twirly twirly. A Mabel top. I managed to get the shirring to work, and I managed to get the size to fit. What I did, I came out as a size 4, I think, and I cut out a size 2 because it was huge when I did it the first time. I felt like the bag lady in it. So my big top tip, if you're looking at the Mabel, size down 2 sizes from what your measurements are, and it will fit like this. If you want it big and baggy, absolutely fine, but it just didn't suit me. So what else did I do different than the pattern instructions for the Mabel? Well, the one thing I definitely did was get all the shirring out of the way first, because you've got to change your machine over, and I ain't doing that more than once, not with all the messing I have to do with my brother machine. So I did the shirring for the sleeves at the beginning, as well as the shirring round the waist. And then other than that, I did follow the instructions. Now, one thing I will say about this top is that all the way through the instructions, it tells you that the shearing is at your waistline. Just let me stand up and show you. See what you think. There's my bust line. There's the shearing. Excuse the tum. But there, that gap between there and the top of my trousers, that ain't on my waist. And I've just watched a YouTube video from a lady called Running So and So. Totally recommend watching hers because she goes through a deconstruction, I think that's what she's calling it, of the Mabel. And she gives you lots of tips. And one of the main things that she said, and I totally agree, is that this elastic is at an empire line. It is not at your waist. So it's all right for a top, not too fussed. But I am constantly pulling it down, doing it now. So if I made another one, I would add a good 3 inches onto the length of the bodice because it's not long enough. And I'm not big, I'm only 5 foot. So anybody any taller, that is going to be, I know that the sizing goes bigger, but not by that much. It just doesn't work. So my top tip, add at least 3 inches onto the bodice of the Mabel. And hopefully it will land on your waist. The other thing I've made, because you know I like to make a complete outfit, is just show you them. That's as good as you're going to get, gymnastics wise. I've made a pair of Sashas. I'm not standing on a chair like a lot of people do because I will go head over, whatever you call it. I ain't doing that on YouTube. Be funny though, wouldn't it? Anyway, so here's a video I took earlier of me in the whole outfit. So you can see how nice they look together. I am pleased with them. As I said, the sashas I've made lots of times. The adjustments that I make to them, they are a mid-waist trouser. And I like mine a little bit higher. So I extend the crotch area where the adjuster line is, cut through it, and I add on, I think I add on about 1.5 inches, possibly 2 inches, so that I get more of a high-rise waist. Other than that, I just follow the instructions, brilliant pattern, brilliant fit, and I love it. So I make up a size 6, and I think the size 6 says it's for about a 28, 29 waist. I am a 30 waist, but a size 6 does fit me, and it fits me well. Bear in mind that the fabric for the sashas has got to have a slight stretch to it anyway, so maybe that helps. So that is my complete outfit that I've made for this week. The other thing that I've been working on is my Busy Bee Sewing Challenge dress. It is nearly done, it just needs turning up, and I've got a few little add-ons that I want to make to go with it. I'm not telling you any more than that at the moment. It needs a belt, but I don't like the tie belt that comes with it because they just get on my nerves. So watch this space for the belt and something else. But the reveal will be on the 31st of July, and I can't show you anything until then. The last thing that I've made this week is a pattern hack, well, a little bit of a pattern hack, which I thought would be easy, and actually scratch my head doing this. So I used the Closet Core Free t-shirt pattern, which is quite a boxy t-shirt, and can you see what I've done with it? No, just looks like a plain t-shirt. I've put pleats down the front just to add a bit of dimension to a boring plain pink t-shirt, and I think it's come out great. The only thing that I would change if I did it next time, which I will do another one, is put a pleat in the top bit as well, because that feels a bit bare. Feels like there should be another pleat there, but apart from that, I'm really pleased with how that's turned out. So how did I do it? With a lot of head scratching, I can tell you. I thought it was going to be really simple. Do the maths, work out the size of the pleats, double it, mark it on the pattern, cut it wherever there was a pleat was, and just leave a gap the size of the pleat between each one. It makes sense, that, doesn't it? But for some reason it didn't quite work out and I had to do some jiggery pokery with it. Got a t-shirt, and I think I'll have to have another look at that again. So if anybody else has ever done that, let me know where I've gone a little bit wrong with my measuring, because it just didn't quite work. But it's a perfectly wearable t-shirt. I'm happy for it for day-to-day wear. But if I wanted to make one in some nicer fabric, I need to hone the pleats a bit better. I think I also want them to be a bit bigger and more dramatic than those little pleats that I've put in there, but I had to work with the amount of fabric that I had. So I might have to do another trial in some fabric that I've got a lot of and see how it works before I invest in some. I want to make it in a viscose jersey, I think. Something a bit more floaty, that's quite sleek, slinky, that's the word. So it's a more dressy top in a plain colour, but quite dramatic. Maybe a bright pink would look good. But that's just a work in progress that I'm playing about with. And the last thing, I'm still confessing about these flipping Marlowe cardigans. They're on the back of my chair here. I am working on them. I'm doing them in tandem, which always takes a lot longer because you have to keep changing cotton and in the overlocker and in the sewing machine. But I want to get them both done at the same time, and then so that I'm not making one and then thinking we've got another one to make yet, if you get me. So they are going to get done this week because they are a work in progress. They're not in a project bag. They're actually out and halfway. So that's what I've been doing this week. So what am I planning for next week? Well, this week. I'm getting very confused with this week and last week and next week this time, aren't I? Anyway, what am I doing at the moment? There we go. That sounds better. The Marlows. They're definitely getting finished. And I will be showing them next Monday, complete. There we go. No choice now, have I? So then, the next thing I'm doing, I've been doing a lot of cutting out actually, just backtracking a bit. Let me just grab my notepad, because if you watch my July plans, I've got 11 garments, well, more than 11 outfits to make in July. So we'll just do a recap of where I'm up to. So number one was the Busy Bees dress for the challenge. So one tick, you can see I've been putting ticks so I know where I'm up to and trying to keep myself on track. See if it works, I'll let you know. So one tick means it's being cut out. And then I've put 3/4 because it is 3/4 of the way being finished. Just got the hems to do. So it's more than 3/4, isn't it? I think it's because of the belt that I've done that. Next one down was the Sepia trousers from Closet Core. It's got one tick because it's been cut out and it's in here. These are going to be on this week's make. Gorgeous apple green linen. Love them. And I am teaming that up with some fabric that I got from Eliza Mac Fabrics. They do some little sewing kits every month that you can buy. You choose your own fabric, so it's not a subscription as such, but she brings one out every month. So that is going to be, let me find out where it says what it's called. It's an Ellie & Mac, and it's the Geometric Colour Block Raglan. So I'll pop an image of it up, and then you can see what it's going to be like when it's finished, but it's all cut out. So there's that and the sepia trousers. There's me in my pink sepia trousers. Love them to bits. So we're now going to have a green pair. So I'm hoping to get those two and the Marlows finished this week. And then, big if, and it is a big if, I've also got cut out, love this fabric, the Joe dress from Closet Core Patterns. Now, they very kindly sent me a free pattern to do a review, and I will be doing an honest review of it. So that's the fabric that I'm making it in. I know I had some bright fabric, I'm looking at it up there, that I was going to use, but I'm a little bit undecided. This is a bit more lightweight, so I'm going to make it in this. It's a cotton poplin, and see how it feels. And then if I think it needs something a bit more sturdy, I will also make it in the fabric godmother fabric that I got last week. But we'll see. I might make a pantsuit in that. Who knows? I'm always changing my mind. Are you like that? You just think, yeah, I'm definitely doing that. And then you see something else and you think, oh, maybe it'll be better in that one. So the Joe dress is cut out. There are a lot of pattern pieces, I have to say. And bias binding to make or buy, but I've made mine. You see if I can find it. There it is. Evidence. I've made my own bias binding. I was making that yesterday. So there's quite a bit to do with the Joe before you even start sewing. So it ain't for a beginner. So that's, hopefully, I'm going to make an inroad into that this week as well. So that's 1, 2, 3, 5 garments this week. Well, 4.5, because I'm no way am I going to finish the Joe dress. I want to take my time with it, soak it all up, make notes as I'm doing it so that I can give you proper independent review of it when I'm done. Somebody put a comment on, I think it was this week or last week, and it set a light bulb moment off in my head. It was to do with me introducing you all to the other Busy Bee YouTubers who were doing the challenges with me. And everybody thinks it's great, you're all excited about it, and so am I. Can't wait for us to show our reveals at the end of July. I can't wait to see everybody else's either, can you? But somebody put a comment, can't remember who it is, sorry if it's you, that it was nice to get to see other small YouTube channels because they struggle to find them. And I think this is a problem with small channels and YouTube, where they do promote you every so often, but obviously the bigger channels are the ones that everybody watches, the ones that show up on everybody's recommendations, etc., etc. So what I've decided that I'm going to do is every week I'm going to find a new channel or tell you about one that I'm already watching that isn't a big channel. So I would say less than 2,000 subscribers I would class as a small, tiny channel. And then there's me with less than 1,000. Some of them will be less than 1,000. But I'm going to find a channel for me as well every week. Find one that I like watching and I'm going to recommend it to you. Tell you a little bit about the person. And then you can go and have a look at their channel. And fingers crossed, they will also recommend my channel on their YouTube videos. And then hopefully the small channels will get more airtime and everybody will get to see lots of small YouTubers who are all out there making their videos, making brilliant videos that don't get seen. So the first small YouTuber that I want to recommend you go and have a watch of is a lady called Stitch and Style by Nadia. She's from the north of England, like me, and she is absolutely lovely. She's buzzing at the moment because she's just reached her 1,000 subscribers, and as a result of that, she's got a fantastic competition on where you can win a £25 fold line gift voucher. So I will put her details down below in the description and pop over to her channel, join in the competition. Why not? I might do myself actually, if I'm allowed, Nadia. And give her a watch. She's lovely. She's reached her 1,000, as I've already said, and she has just put a video up for a competition. I've been really good this week. No fabrics to show you. What? I know. Now, I'm going to confess, it's only because it's not arrived. So I'm going to be doing another fabrics haul, little fabrics haul video later in the week, hopefully. Or it might be next week, depending when the fabrics arrive. Because I found an online auction fabric group on Facebook. My eyes are going wider and wider. Now, it might be me who has my head in the sand and didn't know about this group, but it is a fabric company, small fabric company in the UK called Joe Row Rags. I'll put the details down below. They do have a website. You can go on there and order the fabrics. Really reasonable prices, I've got to say. But they also have a Facebook group. So get on Facebook, search Joe Row Rags, and join their Facebook group, because what they do in that group every few weeks, I think, might be soon every week, I don't know yet, but I was on one yesterday. Oh my God. They do a live fabric auction sale. And of course I got some fabrics. I think I've only got 4. It might be 5, which was good considering the number of fabrics and amazing fabrics, the amazing prices that they had on there. I think I've got the one that I just can't believe any of them really. They were selling 3-meter lengths, and you could get 3 meters of ex-designer viscose fabrics. Beautiful they were, for £14 to £16 for 3 meters. I know. I'm hoping I got one, but you just never know. You have to comment. It is a live auction, and you've got to comment yes. And if she reads your name out, you've got one. Well, one of them she didn't, but she said I'm on the standby list, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I've got my fingers crossed that I actually get some of that. So I'll give more details on how that works when I've got the fabrics and do it in a separate video, because I could waffle on about it forever. But yeah, have a look. Joe Row Rags. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Why didn't I know about them? So I didn't actually physically have any fabrics to show you, but I did buy some patterns this week. Now, I don't know if I think it is actually still on. Friday Pattern Company, I've got 30% off all their patterns, and I love their patterns. And there were some that I wanted that I was resisting. So with 30% off, I jumped in and I bought them. So what patterns did I buy? The first one that I bought was the Ilford jacket. There's an image of it. Never bought this. I know it's been out for yonks, but I have other jacket patterns and thought, well, I don't need another one. But the good thing about this one is that you can make it for men as well. So I thought, I'm going to make the hubster a jacket, maybe even my son, as a surprise, because these jackets look great. I mean, look at that guy in it. Looks fab. So I'm venturing out making clothes for other members of the family, and I'm going to try and make the Ilford jacket for them. I've just checked and the sale is on until the 17th of July. So get on there if you want some Friday Pattern Company patterns. The second one that I bought is the Avenir jumpsuit. Again, been out for yonks. Just not been on my radar. So I've got that. So there's an image of it. I've got a few fabrics that I can use in viscose that I can make that jumpsuit up in. And then I'm thinking for the winter of making it in a velvet, a lightweight velvet. How gorgeous would that be? Or velour. Velour. Definitely velour. Loungewear when it gets cold. So I think I am going to get some wear out of that one. The third one that I bought was the Donny shirt. There's the Donny shirt. If you don't know about it, where have you been? I resisted because I had the patina blouse and I thought, well, they're very similar, so we'll not bother, but I've bought it now because I want to make a cord set, which I have cut out. But I don't need that until September when I go away, so that might be on next month's makes. Next month. No, it's got to be done in July. It's on my July makes list. Next week, maybe. Oh. So they're the 3 patterns that I got. Did I say I got 4 patterns? I actually only got 3. Wasn't I good? I haven't decided really on fabrics for them yet. And they won't be on my makes list. My July makes list is way big enough already. So I might do a fabric pairing video for them and do a bit of a thing on Friday Pattern Company patterns. If you're interested in that, me doing that, let me know. And I will do. I'll dig out the Friday Pattern Company patterns I've got, things that I've made from them, and do some fabric matching for my new patterns. So that's it for this week. So let's have a recap. What am I making? I'm going to start the gel dress and see how far I can get with that. But before I do that, I've got my Marlowe cardigans sat here that I've got to get finished before I do anything else. And then I've got my sepia, apple green sepia pants with the Geo, whatever it's called, raglan tee from Ellie and Mac. So it's Marlowe's, then these, then if I'm lucky, make a start on the gel dress, but that'll be next week, probably when it's finished anyway. So, a busy week. I better go now, because I've got my best friend and sister-in-law, Sharon, coming over for lunch. She isn't a sewer, but she wants to see all my makes. So we could be creating a rightness. I think she's after inspiration. And if she sees something she likes, she'll be wangling for something, maybe for her holes. We'll see. I do make things for her every so often, and I love it because she's so appreciative and she looks stunning in everything that I make. She's a lot taller than me, so it's nice to make things for somebody who's a standard height, to be honest. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's chat and plans. Please comment, like and subscribe because it helps. Go and have a bob over at Nadia's site and see what you think and join in that competition. Oh my God, why would you not do? And happy sewing, and I will see you later in the week when I'm going to be doing a video on shearing. I know there's loads of them out there, but to be quite honest, I had to watch 3, 4, 5 different videos to get it in my head, all the different things that you can do to make shearing work. So I'm hoping I'm going to put it all together, what worked for me, give you a little demo, not a live demo, oh my God. No, not lives. This is brave enough. do a little demo video, and hopefully it'll encourage you, if you were scared like me, or not scared, reticent of doing shirring elastic, it'll help you. And if you've got a brother machine like mine, it will definitely help you, because it ain't simple. But once you've got it, you've got it. So take care, happy sewing, and I'll see you later in the week with my new video. Bye for now.